While this election is smaller than the last one this past November, the Genesee County Clerk says there are still a number of important issues on the ballot for voters to decide on. On May 6th, multiple communities in Genesee County will make their voices heard.
I think every election is critically important, regardless if we're voting for President of the United States or a bond for the school. What we're going to see on this ballot has an effect on people's daily lives.
Genesee County Clerk Dominique Clemens says there are issues on the ballot for voters in Burton and Montrose, as well as those living in the Bentley, Davison, Grand Blanc, Kearsley, Montrose, and Birch Run school districts.
Some folks have no problem dishing out more money because we're getting more services. Some folks think the role of government should be limited in what they spend. That's what's on the ballot this year, not just a person, but what our priorities are.
In Flint, a list of 4 city council candidates running for a seat to represent the 3rd Ward will be narrowed down to 2.
I can't stress enough of how important this election is. Regardless of what we think of the trajectory of Flint City Council, we know that currently there's a 4-4 split on the Flint City Council. The election in May is a primary. In August, there'll be the general election that will determine the 9th vote on City Council.
However, not everyone who currently lives in the 3rd Ward will get to vote in the primary. According to the Flint City Clerk, special elections for Flint City Council vacancies follow ward boundaries that were set when council members were originally elected to represent. The current council was elected in November 2021, before district boundaries were changed in 2022.
Anyone that was in the ward during the time that the recalls were filed, these are the same wards that we're talking about. There will be new wards that go into effect in the 2026 election, and some of those maps have already been released, but those don't go into effect until 2026.
No matter where you live or how you decide to vote, Clemens says it's important to make a plan before heading to the polls.
With these small elections, it's incredibly important to double check your polling location. Sometimes city or townships will consolidate polling locations because they know there'll be a smaller turnout.
If you'd like to check what's on the ballot, where your voting location is, or if you even have an election, we'll have a link on how to find all of that information on our website, WNEM.com. Polls will be open starting at 7 a.m. on Tuesday until 8 p.m. Reporting live in Flint, Zane Omer, back to you.